Okay, we're going to convert these to scientific notation. Scientific notation, you need your time 10, but you also need the decimal behind the first number. So we do have the times 10 part, but we don't have the decimal behind the first number. So let's let that be the first thing we're going to do. So the decimal will go from here to just between the 3 and the 1. So now it'll be a 3.14. And times 10. And since this is moved over one time, so we'll have a power of 1 here. Now, 31 is a large number, or should I say it's larger than 1. That large numbers are represented by positive exponents, so this will be a positive 1. And we'll bring down the times 10 to the first power. And we'll also bring down the 3.14 and the times 10 here. And the rule is, when you're multiplying by the same base, common bases, you combine exponents. So we have a positive 1, positive 1. The rule is same sign to add, so that'll be a 2. And the larger sign always wins. They're both positive, so we're basically going to say just positive 2. And now it's in scientific notation because we have the decimal between the 3 and the 1, the first number here, and we have our times 10 part right here, so scientific notation. So next one. Let's turn this into scientific notation by moving the decimal from here to right between the 3 and the 4. 3 and the 1. So now this becomes 3.14. And then we put our times 10. And since that's one move, we'll put our first power here. Now, the original number 31 was larger than 1, so the power needs to be positive. So this lets us know this represents a large number. And then we'll bring down our times 10 to the negative 1 power. From here, we'll bring down our 3.14 times 10. And common bases, multiplying by common bases means that we can combine exponents. So you add a negative 1, positive 1, different signs subtract. So 1 take away 1 is 0. And 0 doesn't need a sign because positive means before 0, negative means, positive means after 0, negative means before 0, and 0 can't be before or after itself. So it's just no sign. Okay, next, we want the decimal between the 3 and the 2. So let's move here and then there. There we go. So now it's going to be a 3.21. And then times 10. 2 moves, so we need a second power here. Now the original number, 0.0321, that's a small number. It's smaller than 1. So we'll represent that by a negative exponent, so negative 2. And we'll bring down the times 10 to the third power. Okay, now let's bring down the 3.21 and the times 10. And we're going to combine or collect the exponents here. And a negative and a positive, different signs subtract. So 3 take away 2 is 1. The bigger sign always wins. So since 3 is bigger, it's positive. The 1 is going to be positive, and we're done. We have our decimal behind the 3, and we have our times 10. Okay, we want this in scientific notation. So the decimal has to be between the 3 and the 2, so let's move the decimal over, and there it is. And now it'll be 3.21. And times 10 here for scientific notation. And that was 2 moves, so that'll be a 2. And this was a smaller number, 0.0321. That's a small number. So we represent that by a negative exponent. Bring down times the 10 and the negative 2 here. And then bring down the 3.21 and the times 10 here. And the rule is same signs add. So we do have same signs, so that'll add it to a 4. And the bigger sign always wins. They're both the same size, so it doesn't matter which one we use. We're going to have a negative no matter what. So there we go, scientific notation. So for this one, we want scientific notation, so the decimal has to go between the 3 and the 1. So let's move it here, here, and then there. So now it's a 3.141 times 10. Now, since we have 3 moves here, this is going to be to the third power. Now, the original number, which was 3,141, that's a large number, larger than 1. So this is going to be a positive 3. And then we'll bring down the times 10 to the negative third power here. Okay, now bring down the 3.141 times 10. And same bases, multiplying, so it means we combine exponents. So when you combine a positive 3, negative 3, different signs subtract, so we're going to get 0. 3 take away 3 is 0, and no negative or positive needed there. So that's scientific notation. Get your decimal between the 3 and the 1, and you have the times 10 part. Okay, we want this in scientific notation, so that decimal has to go between the 3 and the 1. So let's move it here, here, and then there. Okay, so now it's going to be 3.141 times 10. And that was 3 moves, so this will be to the third power here. And this, the 3,141 was a large number. That's positive. So large numbers are represented by positive exponents. And then we'll bring down the times 10 to the third power there. Okay, now let's bring down the 3.141, the times and the 10. And the rule is same signs add. So those are same signs, so they add up to a 6. The bigger sign wins. They're both positive 3, so that's a positive 6. Okay, for the next one, we want our decimal between the 3 and the 1. So let's begin to move it right there, 3.1. And times 10. And it took us 3 moves, so that's 3. And you notice that this is a small number, smaller than 1, 0.0031. So this is represented by a negative exponent. Then bring down the times 10 to the 5th power. Now I'll bring down my 3.1, my times 10, and when you combine the exponents, different signs subtract. So 5 take away 3 is going to be 2. The bigger sign wins, which is the 5, so it's going to be a positive 2. This one, I want my decimal between my 3 and a 1, so I move it here, here, and then there. So this will be a 3.1 times 10. That was 3 moves, so this is a 3. And 0.0031 is a small number, should I say smaller than 1, so this is going to be a negative exponent. And we'll bring down our times 10 to the negative 5th power. Okay, now bring down the 3.1 times 10. And when you combine the exponents, same signs add. So 3 and 5 add up to 8. And the bigger sign wins, which is the 5, so this is going to be a negative 8. And so this is now scientific notation. I have my 3.1 here and my times 10. Okay, the last one here. I want my decimal between the 3 and the 1. So it's going to be here, here, and then there. So this is now going to be 3.14 times 10. That took 3 moves, so it's going to be 3 here. And that was a small number, 0.00314. It's a small number, so we'll put a negative here. And then the times 10 to the 6th power. Okay, now let's bring down our 3.14 and our times 10. And we're going to combine the exponents because we're multiplying by the same basis. Rule, multiply by the same basis, you combine exponents. So combining these, we have different signs, so it's going to be subtraction. So 6 take away 3 is 3. The bigger sign wins, which is the 6, positive, so this will be a positive 3.